Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of my podcast, Matt Knapp's Manageable Madness. Kind of a rebrand from my old one. I took it down, completely redid the show, everything else. This is my co-host, Two Penny Jenny, and as always, I have my father-in-law here. Well, he's here in spirit, and some assembly may be required. Yeah, these are his ashes. You want to see them? See two people. You know, they say something about spreading people's ashes. They don't make these boxes very easy to get into. Doing an unboxing video with my father-in-law. There you go. Now, people, you can say you've seen a dead person on a podcast. Say hi, Dad. Yeah, that's right. Everybody did an unboxing video there of my father-in-law. May he rest in pieces. Anyway, jumping right into it. If you are looking for a podcast that's talking about politics, get out of here. Religion, nope. What we will be talking about is anything I want to talk about. And that does not include religion, politics, what's going on in Gaza and Palestine. You want to know? Watch the news, or better yet, read the Bible. It's the same shit, only now they got better weapons. Isn't that right, Jenny? Jenny don't answer. She don't agree. You know why? Because she's fake. It's a freaking. What are you? I think one of those beauty school mannequin heads. Yeah, I got to give it to me. Put glasses and bedazzled hat on it. My co-host behind me, we have Sailor Pinhead. Yeah, got it on Temu. Love it. It's great. Love the whole aesthetic. Like anime. Love me some Hellraiser. Favorite movie series. Anyway, those of you who don't know, my name's David Knapp. A lot of people know me by my middle name, which is Matt. I'm also an author. I've written several books, and well, we're going to be talking about some of those tonight. Mostly my newest series, How Not to Be an Exorcist in Another World. So far, there's two titles in the series, How Not to Be an Exorcist in Another World, and Book 2, Merk Apocalypse. I've started book 3, To Hell and Back, and we'll talk about that later on. Right now, I would like to say thank you to some fans. I got fan mail earlier. Kind of weird. Lucy, appreciate it, hun, but I'm married. Yeah. Open an email and there's a random set of titties. Nice. Sammy in Scottsdale, kid. Hey, hope things get better for you and your mom, man. I'm real sorry to hear that, guys. Kid out in Scottsdale. Really don't think these books are appropriate for you, but hey, whatever. I read Stephen King when I was 10, but hey, man, my heart goes out to you and your mom. I hope things get better. Sorry to hear about your dad, man. That's rough. Anyway, oh yeah, Dean in Albany, dude. They're just books. It's not real. It is really funny though. You are in chapter 2 of To Hell and Back, but your whole suggestion of yeah, we're not getting into that because, in case there is somebody underage that watches or listens to this or whatever, dude, seriously, dude, I know I write some weird stuff, but man, that was out there even for me. Get some help, Brenda in Syracuse. Uh, Not really sure how me living here in Arkansas is affecting you up there in Canada. We can always ask Two Penny Jenny, or I can ask Dad, but you know, ain't neither one of them going to be doing much talking. Dad, you can sit up front right here next to me. With your googly eye. But okay, jumping into it. Books I have written. I have over 30 titles. I do have children's books out there. They are Steve the Walrus, Marcel's Busy Day, Bath Time for Marcel, and Marcel Snowden, I think. I don't know if I'm, yeah. Anyway, but they're by David Knapp. The Marcel books and the one Boris the Bearded Dragon. They're pictures books, pictures I took of my animals in different little silly situations. They're very short books. They short to the point. Steve the Walrus is one. A friend of mine did the illustrations for me. I found out after I'd already published it, it was all AI. So, I'm a terrible draw. I can't draw for shit. I can't. Well, no, shit. I said shit. Said it again. Shit. Anyway, folks, but other than that, I have wrote more contemporary books. I've got a true crime out there. It's called Letters to Ashley. It's about a serial killer. You might like it. It's in a series of mine called Society of the Thorn. If you like true crime, check it out. If you like westerns, I suggest my Twilight Hunter series. Think the shows Supernatural and Gunsmoke got together and had a baby. Guns and Ghouls. It is book one of my Knights of Armageddon. Almost said the Apocalypse because it follows the four horsemen of the Apocalypse, namely their human counterparts, the Bannermen, which are they play a special role in the cosmos with the horsemen, which is explained more in book two that I've been working on. And it's process. I do write a lot. I've got a lot of series ongoing. Now I've lost my Dr. Pepper. Dad was hiding my Dr. Pepper. Dad, you can't have none. You know better. Elizabeth will kill me if I pour Dr. Pepper in your ashes. Knowing my luck, guys, I dumped Dr. Pepper on my father-in-law's ashes. He's going to come back to life. Book idea. If I don't write it, you're more than welcome to use it. Anyway, guys, getting right on into it. Not here to talk about all my books tonight because there are a lot of them. But, you can get on there. David Knapp, I've got a lot of them. Maybe there's something you like on there, maybe there's not. Unfortunately, I don't have any copies, so we're just going to be going off what's on my Kindle tonight. Which, yeah, I have them all on my Kindle. Sue me. But How Not to Be an Exorcist in Another World is a book where I am the main character. Based it off me. Dude's name is Matt Knapp, drives a Ford F-150 just like I drive. And okay, I want to address something to those who have asked. I've had several people email me that have read this book and a couple of my others, or some that may have seen things on Facebook. Okay, look. Yes, I mentioned my ex-wife in my books. Her name is Felicia, not Helen. The only part that's based off her that's in the books is that I was married previously. That's it. None of my characters resemble Felicia. None of them have the same personality or nothing. And, those of you who are wondering, I think in Combat Exorcist, her name was Helen. Yeah, and there's another book that I'm working on that's based on a version of myself, but we're not getting into that. And that one, her name is Claire. If you've read the Adventures of Wolfgang Howe, there is a bug on my screen that is driving me insane. But yeah, Wolfgang Howe. David Knapp is mentioned in there as another character based off me from another book series. His ex-wife's name is Claire. So I mean, you read them, you can kind of piece together how the book involving him is going to go. But trust me, you don't know the half of it. Don't be like, well, I know how David and so and so work out, and blah blah blah. You're missing the bigger picture. Read the damn book. But anyway, okay, and in this book, I mean, it was a joke. A friend of mine made it work. I am a licensed ordained minister. I got ordained through United Life Church on the internet like 14, 15 years ago. And you can perform weddings, funerals, baptisms, and even exorcisms. And they made a joke about, you give discounts on your exorcism. I also happen to be a trapper, and I run a business called Knapp's Critter Removal. And, it's like, well, you could throw it in there for every 5 beavers we catch, we'll throw in an exorcism. Originally, the series was going to be called Discount Exorcist, but since I self-published through Amazon on Kindle Direct Publishing, when it said discount in the title, they thought, the algorithm picked it up that I was trying to offer it at a discount. It may confuse people using coupon codes, things like that. So I changed. Originally, it was going to be Combat Exorcist series. I was like, I really don't like Combat Exorcist because yes, that is and I'll explain it in a minute. But the series title is called How Not, and not is in capital NOT in big letters, people, to be an exorcist in another world. Anyway, if you are familiar with what Lit RPG is, great. If not, I'm going to explain it to you anyway. Lit RPG is where the characters in a world where they like level up, gain skills, they have status, strength, agility, charisma, things like that. And also, if you're familiar with it, if not, if you have Audible, oh my God, get the Dungeon Crawler Carl books. Seriously, you're missing out. They are fucking hilarious. Matt Denneman is an amazing author. Hope to meet him one day. Jeff Hayes is a great narrator. And Jeff, if you see this, man, I'm sorry for giving you so much shit on Facebook, but dude, it's hilarious. I love sending you the random messages and stuff. I just picture this dude like, what the, what? Yeah, dude, and I get it now. I get fan mail, and it's Lucy once again. Thank you, but if you're gonna do that, start an OnlyFans. Don't send bald married authors in Arkansas pictures of your tits. Um, two thumbs way up, girl. Good for you. Anyway, moving right along. Um, but in the book, my character Matt he's had a bad day. He's gone off. He's performed a wedding. Turns out it's for his ex-wife. She pretends not to know him, and he, on the way back from doing this, he's smoking a joint. I got nothing against people who use marijuana. Okay, it's a plant. It's not going to hurt you. What's the worst you're going to do? Eat a whole box of nutty bars? I mean, I have actually. Last time I got stoned, I ate 3 boxes and drank 2 cases of Dr. Pepper. It had like the best snap ever, but that's beside the point. Anyway, and in true fashion to me, I love to go fishing. And that's why I relieve stress. He pulls over and he's going fishing. He's in his suit, and his shirt and tie, suit, whatever. And knowing alert sound comes on his phone, thinking it's a missing child alert. He opens it up and it's talking about these dimensional portals. And he's like, okay, it's got to be a hoax. Starts hearing sirens. Maybe I should call it a day. And that's what he does. And if you're wondering what I'm doing, I have a slingshot here. We have a rodent problem around here. Unfortunately, the barn owl that has lived around here for years passed away. So it's not doing its job anymore. And a screech owl that was picking up the slack got in my brother's chicken pen a while back, and the roosters did not take kindly to that. Hold on just a second, folks. Did I get him? I missed. Anyway, I missed, and I'm not going to grab the 22 and shoot it because I'm in the house, and yeah, I'm in the house, and I'm not going to be using a pew-pew on here. It's a gun, okay? I'm going to say gun. I'm not going to say pew-pew to spare your feelings. Get over it, pronouns. Anyway, moving right along. Well, he gets in his truck, and he's driving down the road, and this portal appears. And on the alert, it says, entering this portal is punishable by federal prosecution. And it's on the radio, they're saying it's a hoax, but dudes, you can see through it. There's a street on the other side. Well, he drives through it, and that's where he ends up at this New Life Orientation Center. And he learns, okay, hey, these portals are real. A bunch of bored gods got together and like, hey, let's open up a portal, a bunch of other worlds, see what happens. Government's trying to shut it down. Anyway, dude goes in there, gets a class and all this, gets the option to go to another world. And yes, there are Dungeon Crawler Carl references. There are references to Konosuba, Overlord, Reincarnated as Slime, a lot of other little RPG and anime references throughout the entire book. Not gonna lie, man. I mean, I had to. I was like, why not poke fun at him? Let's have some fun here. Why not? And one of the things dude says is like, I don't mind going to another world as long as I'm not sent there as this ultra powerful being, but I got no dick. Because, if I'm in a world full of supernatural hotties, and this is my personal feelings bleeding through, okay, I've died in this life or whatever, okay, can handle that. I'm being sent to this world full of like super hot elves, succubus, and all this stuff, but like an overlord. Skeleton. Missing the most important bone for that situation. Reincarnated as slime. Once again, you're a genderless slime. And all these hot women are all over. That would just. It's kind of not fair. And then, I had to. I had to throw in the one making fun of the high school tropes. Look, I was a teenager once. I'm 38 years old. Yeah, it was 20 years ago, but I still remember it pretty well. And things haven't changed. I've got a teenage son. I know the kind of things he thinks about. I've heard the kind of things he thinks about, and I've seen his browser history. I think he needs some help. Anyway, but it's the whole harem thing. The main character's got all these women that are like super attracted to him, but he won't do nothing. He won't make a move on none of them because he's like scared. Dude. And this is an actual line from the book, and I will read it to you. Just so you can be like, you're making it up off the top of your head. Um, well, that's part of the point. That's what happens when you write a book. You make stuff up off the top of your head. And this thing is being bastard here. Anyway, you know what? I can't find it. My Kindle's being a bastard tonight. Anyway, but dude's like, my character says to his new life orientation liaison Murphy, he's like, dude, that hot demon chick wants to ride your piss whistle like a pogo stick. Stop being a bitch and go for it. And Murphy, the dude's inner thoughts are winning. He's just laying it all out there in the open. There's none of this beating around the bush. Well, if I was in a situation, I'm just tell it how it is. You're in that situation. You get hit by a truck or meteor or toilet hamsters eat you or whatever. Uh, you go before God, or maybe you get sat in front of a computer screen and you have to choose a world, a race, a class, and blah blah blah, and you end up somewhere and there's you know beautiful women or attractive men or whatever you're into. And you're like, yeah, and then you pull up your pants or whatever. Oh no, I don't have anything. I don't have the urges anymore. And it goes away. But me? No, dude, they're going to send me to a world like that. I'll admit it. I wouldn't want to live as a monk. If you're in a world like that, people are going to be like, that's chauvinistic. That's sexist. It's human nature, people. And, it just goes back to the whole thing, the unrealisticness of anime. And I get it's meant to be unrealistic. But I take a more realistic approach to it. And dude goes through, gets over and first thing Murphy does, he fills out this form. My name is Matt Knapp. I'm 28 years old, from Earth. Things like that. And he's sitting there and they're talking about, okay, you don't play an instrument, so Bard is out. But when Murphy sees that he's ordained as a minister, he gets to become a combat exorcist, which is basically freaking priest on steroids. You walk up to a demon, grab it, bitch slap it, throw it back to hell, march down there, beat it up in hell, and take its lunch money. And in the book, he has this sentient baseball bat. Sentient or sapient, it means it has intelligence. It means it can talk, think, blah, blah, blah. And the bat's name is Bitch Fat. It's a wooden baseball bat named Bitch Fat that's a total pervert. Just absolutely perverted, like horrifyingly cringeworthy perverted. And I am going to read part of my book, Merk Apocalypse. We're going to be reading part of it. Mostly, I'm going to read this one section so you'll see how perverted Bitch Fat really is. And I mean, he's like super pervert. Okay. And yes, this is from a chapter called The Strip Club Succubus Showdown. Yeah, I mean, they have a boss fight in a strip club. Look, don't give me that. The book's meant to be funny. It's not meant to be taken serious. You know, don't take anything I write serious. And if you do, that's on you, man. I'm not gonna judge you. If you like my books, hey, that's great. And I hope you do. I hope that somebody out there gets enjoyment out of them, like people I've mentioned tonight. Thank you guys. Hey, and I love you all. Lucy, I love you as a fan and a friend. Please don't go all stalker sauce on me. I've already had one of those. Yeah, stalkers aren't no fun. I had one several years ago that actually tried to kill me. Broke into my house, and I woke up and she's in there cooking supper in my house. Or, well, yeah, supper. At that time, I was working at a factory, and it was nothing for me to work 18, 19-hour shifts, come home and crash. If I was off the next day or whatever, I'd sleep 10 or 12 hours. I mean, it was over 100 degrees in there, even in the wintertime. It was hard labor. I did end up having a bad heat stroke from there and nearly died. But, I get up, she's in there cooking and all, and wearing nothing but an apron. And, normally, hey, that's okay. But she's like, oh, don't worry about how I got in the house. I have a key. How I just changed the locks. Yeah, well, No, I really don't know. Please explain to me. Found out that when I was at work, I would leave my keys stuff in my locker. She performed a favor for a couple of guys up there. They let her in. She got my keys, took them, made a copy of them, did more favors, slipped the keys back in there. And I mean, eventually I had to get the police involved, but luckily she's no longer in the picture and I don't have to deal with her. Yes, I hear a rat rustling in my house, and if it would step out where I can get a shot at my slingshot, I will attempt to shoot it again with a slingshot. And the whining song you hear, or sound you hear, would be my dog Muffin, which comes over about this time every night. And instead of coming in when I'm outside, she's just across the yard at my dad's. And she does it, she waits till I'm busy doing something before she wants in. I guess it's a female thing. But the following here is a conversation between my character and his bitch fat. They are at the strip club, and keep in mind, bitch fat is a pervert. But here we go. Boss, it said weakly, this is it. This is what I was made for. It said before quickly turning serious. Boss, we need to talk, bitch fat told me. It's because of me you have been winning these battles lately, and as such, I believe I deserve a reward. I felt uneasy by the implications. I want money, Bitch Fat said firmly. No, I need money. I need money to pay for a tit polish. It said completely deadpan. I was stunned. She want money for a what? I asked it. I'm sorry to say, I was so surprised. My voice came out several octaves higher than normal. I want that blonde in the corner. It said, sending me a mental image of a blonde succubus to spit on me and use her luscious cleavage to polish me like a tabletop. I want those juicy mummy milkers to squeeze my entire length. I want those plump, tender nipples to explore every grain of my structure. And then when she's done, I want her to I was stunned by what it was saying. I knew Bitch Fat was a pervert, and I could live with a sentient bat that liked boobs. But the things it was describing it wanted to be used for, I wasn't even sure that was legal in Bangkok. I want to explore her inner depths, and when she's a quivering, sopping mess on the floor, and I'm drenched after bathing in the products of her exertions and excitement, I want her to dress in all black, put on black lipstick, and pour an ice-cold glass of McDonald's Sprite all over me and lick me clean. Only then will I consider helping you fight anymore. I realized that everyone was staring at the bat. Steam poured out of poor Yuska's ears. Kimmy and Penelope were shaking in embarrassment. The succubus in question stood up and walked over. She was like all of her kind, soul-crushingly beautiful. She had light golden hair and almond-shaped crystal blue eyes. Her smooth skin was pale as fresh snow, and her ruby lips had a slight pout to them. I tensed as I prepared for a fight. Sal, she said with a thick accent. It sounded as if she was from New Jersey. And I'm sorry to anybody from New Jersey, I can't do y'all's accent worth of shit. You want to fuck me, is that it? She asked plainly. Bitch Fat did something I had never seen before. It began to hover. Fuck, fuck, fuck. It asked, outraged. I don't want to fuck you. I want to perform acts upon your body so lewd that mirrors will break when we pass. They are so twisted. I want to do things that are so vile they violate our very beings. I want to do things that will cause the universe to recoil at our very existence. I want to do things that would violate the Geneva Convention. When I'm done, I want your pussy to look like a war zone in a third world country. I want to be so far deep in you that even a team of skilled surgeons won't find me. That's what I want to do with you. I mean, if you think you can handle it. Yeah, that's what he tells the succubus. And you can kind of guess what goes on after that. It does get more and more perverted and fucked up. That goes on to the whole boss battle, and in this case, it's a strip off. And I mean, since y'all been good, and Lucy, please, no more emails. Oh my God. I will read the description of the boss battle. Let me see what I can find. It's around here somewhere. It's pretty fucked up. I mean, super, super twisted and just wrong. Here we go. And now the assistant, I mean, yeah, I did get the idea from the AI from Dungeon Crawler Carl, but instead of it being this system AI in book 3, you find out who the assistant is. It's a real person that, spoiler alert, was behind the portals. And there's a reason I keep getting these notifications in this book where the character based off me does. Okay, if you've ever played a video game, you know you got like the tutorial mode, you can turn it on and off. So, I forgot to turn it off, and at this point, it's too fucking late. I felt my stomach drop as I heard the assistant's cold chuckle. It's a strip club showdown. It's the Exorcist Harem versus the Ultra Slut Battalion in a no-hold-barred strip-a-thon. Who can perform the most boner-inducing, juice-producing, wallet-draining, father-shaming, tit-tastic, pole-spinning, lap-dancing, clit-prancing, ass-clapping show of them all? It's a super slut show-off for the ages. And of course, then it goes on and setting up the stage for the boss battle. And that's where the guest celebrity judges come in. Macho Man Randy Savage, Donald Trump, and originally was going to be the Pope. But I was like, let's save that for book 3. So it's a god from another book of mine named Periwinkle Pigglesworth. He's completely insane. He's a super pervert. And yeah. But I mean, writing this, I'm trying not to laugh. And to those of y'all wondering, yes, this will be turned into an audiobook. Matt Mangum and Connor Lewis from the podcast Did You Say Something will be narrating it. I don't think they know that part is in there. If you guys see it, you do now. I love you guys. Matt, I would tell you I'm sorry, but Not gonna lie to you, dude, I'm not. I write my books with the audiobook in mind. I I listen to a lot of audiobooks. I really do. I play video games, whatever. I got an audiobook going. I'm out driving, working, trapping, hauling scrap metal, whatever. I got an audiobook playing. But I mean, I'm just imagining in my head some trucker driving along and that pops up. What? Yeah, but there's your sneak peek of Merktown Apocalypse. Definitely check out the books. They're on Kindle. You can get them in paperback. You can get them in hardback. Like I said, later this winter, book one will be on audiobook. Unfortunately, book two is going to be later next year because Matt Mangum is narrating my Twilight Hunter series. The first three books were done by Bradley Morrison. He did an amazing job, but some things came up in his personal life, and he wasn't able to finish it out. And Bradley, I hope everything's going great for you, man. Thank you for doing the first three. As much as I'd love to have you finished out the series, I completely understand. And I'm praying for you, man. I hope everything's okay. But Matt took over Narrative Flow. That's his production company or whatever. Did an amazing job. Fully immersive audio. I mean, you got gunfire in the background, horses and everything else. It's really good. It goes real in depth with the characters. The sound quality is amazing. Did a great job, and I've listened to the first chapter, Combat Exorcist, and oh my god, my wife had never heard it, and I come home and I put it on Bluetooth speaker. She just kind of looks at me. I love her, but sometimes she does. She just gives me this look like, "What is wrong with you?" Um, Folks out there, don't ever question your wife's choices. Remember, you were one of them. And I mean, it was my choice to spruce up father in law's ash case here. He looks kind of fancy and happy. I'm sure he's happy in there with his remains, the googly eyes. Two Penny Jenny, of course, is not complaining. If you're wondering what Two Penny Jenny is, it's a reference to a song I wrote called TV Dinner. I will be making a full length video that will be uploaded on Matt Knapp's Magical Insane Cavalcade later on. It will not be on whatever channel I put this on, which will probably be my Knapp Rider Books. Also, this will be on Spotify. This podcast will, the song will not. There's like a 60-second clip on there I did one night, TV Dinner Visualizer by the Loaded Baked Potato Experience. Gives you kind of an idea. Definitely check it out. Probably get a laugh out of it. Maybe you'll think I'm insane. Yeah. Sammy, it's the same song I sent to you that you let your mom listen to. I'm glad she liked it, and I'm glad it made y'all's day, man. I mean, y'all going through a rough spot, and I get it. Email me whenever, man. But yeah. So outside of writing books, like I mentioned, now I do a lot of trapping. I'm a nuisance trapper, and before you start getting all high and mighty and up on your high horse, you know what? We don't kill billions of animals every year. We're not out to chop your dog's legs off, eat your children, or whatever other heinous things you accuse us of doing. Yeah, I also haul scrap metal. Not a tweaker. Not everybody that hauls scrap metal is a tweaker. Uh, I mean, put it in perspective, you're walking along somewhere, you see a $10 bill on the street. You gonna pick it up or you gonna leave it there? You're gonna pick it up. That's what it is with me with scrap metal. Get stuff given to me all the time. Scrapyard 7 miles from my house, and it helps pay the bills sometimes. My wife is sitting where it looks like she's scrolling through X, and I bumped the table again. She's over there questioning her life choices, which I am one of them, which I think I'm her best choice. She loves me. She knows she does. Just sitting there where she's like, I'm so going to strangle him one of these days. I'm so going to drown him in a pot of coffee. I love you, dear. She's ignoring me. Why are you ignoring me? Jenny, you still love me, right? What's that say? That's
Yeah.
that's funny. That's funny.
That's what I was trying not to be.
I'm not going to mention what was funny because, like I said, I am keeping politics out of this.
And that was a little political, but
It was political, but it's funny as
still
hell.
funny.
Anyway, back to my books and all. You know, I do have, like I said, I've got several series out there. Twilight Hunter series. If you're a teacher and you've got students, what would you say about fifth, sixth grade Twilight Hunter? Sixth grade on up, because there are some scenes of gore and horror in it. Perkins' House, that's at your discretion. I would not read it to a younger child because there are some pretty violent acts in it, a lot of strong language, a lot of death, and some terrible, terrible things that happen to people. But not all my books are like that. I just released one a while back, Reflections in a Broken Marriage, short stories and poetry, which is one of those things like, you know what, might as well. And it was something I wanted to do. Also, I've got a series of videos on YouTube you can go and watch. You can meet my puppets. Yeah, it's a hobby of mine. Things like that. I've also got the Ghetto Forge. It's one of my channels on YouTube. I also do a little bit of bladesmithing. A few months ago, I had a stroke, and I've got a lot of weakness still on my right side. And before that, I had issues with the heat, so unfortunately, I couldn't work out there as much as I wanted to. But as things progress, as I get things caught back up around here and get some other more pressing things done, remodel on my house and all done, I do plan on building a proper shop. Well, it's going to be a building made out of cedar slabs and recycled tin. I'm going to be building a treadle hammer, and I'm going to get back into my bladesmithing. But also on the Ghetto Forge channel, I show, it's my Secrets of the Scrapyard series. It shows about stripping down different appliances and things to get the most for your out of your load, get the most money. I show you how to take a $20 load and turn it into $100. Things like that. Another channel I have is named after my business, Naps Critter Removal. There's videos on there, different trap sets, locations I've went to, explaining what I do. Out there, videos of us fishing. You know, just go to them channels. You know, if you see them, subscribe to it. Definitely be sure to like or subscribe to this on Spotify or whatever. Look up Did You Say Something, the podcast on both YouTube and Spotify. Give those guys a follow. You'll not be disappointed. They're hilarious. And, you know, it's great fun. But yeah, on Amazon, you can find me, hit the follow button, same on Audible. If you listen to one of my books or if you read one of them, please just leave me a review. You know, it don't have to be a 5-star review. I mean, even if you leave me a 1-star review. Lucy, oh my God, I understand now why Amazon rejected your review. Yeah, guys, I'm going to go ahead and tell my wife about this while I'm on air, well, recording it. I did get some fan mail earlier, dear, from a woman named Lucy. And, yeah, I told her earlier in the show to start an OnlyFans and don't send me stuff like that no more. As flattered as I am, I'm married. And, guys, I'm an indie author. I don't make a lot of money. I made $6 last month off my books. The most I've made in a month was $11. And going to that there, if you buy them on Kindle, I mean, if you just read it on Kindle, I get like 75 cents for one of my long books, maybe $1. If you buy one of them, I normally price them between $2.99 and like $5.99 for my longest one, which is the Twilight Hunter Ultimate Collection. But that's 9 books. It's like $8. I'll get like 6 of it. But anyway, and on my hardback and paperbacks, I get anywhere from 35 cents to 15 cents, something like that. I don't get a lot, but still, it's, you know, if you do read one of mine, listen to it, whatever, please, you know, leave me a review. That helps out. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, make them suffer. I want them, if you want them to truly suffer, make them read something I wrote. Make them read Merk Town Apocalypse. Make them question their life. Be like, wait a minute, there's a sentient ball bat out there getting it, and I'm not. What am I doing wrong? See if they try using that pickup line on the girl. Actually, guys, seriously, don't use any of them pickup lines in these books on women, men, anyone, because you don't want to end up on an episode of Law and Order SVU. And yeah, guys, it's fiction. They're horrible for a reason. I know my books are messed up and weird and all that, but guys, come on, don't take them serious. But I do understand. I've had a few people that like my books, and I've had more than a few that didn't. And I mean, that's another thing. Excuse me. If you don't like the book and it's on Audible, I mean, you can return it. I looked on there earlier. I've got returns on a few of my titles, and it is kind of frustrating, and it does kind of upset me a little bit. But I get it. Maybe that's not what they were looking for. Um, in some of my books, there are racial slurs. Me personally, I'm not racist unless you're a pedophile, and then yeah, you deserve everything you get coming to you, and then some. But yeah, I'm not going to get political on this. Political as I'm going to get is I will tell you this much: I do support the Second Amendment. So keep that in mind. But yeah, I mean, I've gotten a few people. Was that really necessary? I was like, well, did you read the whole book, or is that where you stopped at when he said a certain word that starts with N? Well, I didn't read past that. Well, you should have read past it. And then one of those people came back and was like, okay, I read past it, and okay, it was like, you're right. It did add. It did. It that was that character. That's what brought that character to life. Things like that. Some of my books have got scenes in them that, well, a friend of mine said it was an emotional gut punch. He's like, dude, he said, some of them you get a little too, he said, just a little bit too real on. And he said, and after reading Merk Apocalypse, he's like, okay, holy crap, dude. He's like, no, he said, I had to stop. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, chapter 7 in your wildest dreams, he said, you're talking about things there. He said, you should be. I was like, said something about me going to therapy. I was like, nah, dude, I did that. Uh, my therapist that I talked to, he's retired. Doc, if you're watching this, this is Two Penny Jenny. This is my father. He's dead. I have his ashes in a box. I did an unboxing video of my father-in-law. Yeah. No, you cannot get me committed for that. You laughed. You can't unlaugh. You can't be like, oh wait, that's not right. Yeah, it don't work that way. It's just like reading one of my terrible books. You can't unread it. But in all honesty, guys, I've got like 12, 13 titles on Audible. Check them out. I mean, hit me up. Email is naprider@yahoo.com. Send me an email. And if you're nice, I'll send you a promo code to any of my books that's on Audible if you want to listen to them. It's completely free. It don't affect my sales, but once again, I do ask you, please leave me a review. Uh, but also had a email from a guy named Bruno telling me to get a TikTok started. Bruno, thank you for mentioning that. I have thought about that. I have, but I'm not sure about the whole TikTok thing. Not because the whole China thing. It's because the whole I'm not a 12-year-old girl. Okay, that's like something some little girl would do. It's like something Jenny would do. She's trying to get attention, and just it might boost my sales. Then again, it might not. It is something I will look into. I will ask some other author friends of mine about it. See what they say. Reddit. I guess that's one I'll look into. I don't know much about Reddit. I know about it from a Cards Against Humanity card. Um, yeah, I don't really know what Reddit is. And y'all will probably laugh, probably be like, no. For the longest time when I heard about OnlyFans, I thought it was about selling fans because I have two ceiling fans in here that the fans work, but the lights don't. And I just haven't replaced them. And somebody's like, dude, that's a porn site. Really? That, yeah, that surprised me a whole lot. But yeah, this is the show, guys. This is just me on here talking about random shit, talking about my books, talking about my father-in-law, Two Penny Jenny, snack cakes, slingshotting rodents in my living room. Uh, but send me an email, whatever. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. Just like I said, no politics, no religion. We can even talk about sex dolls. And while we're at it, guys, that is something I do want to talk to you about. We're talking about it, going back to the AI thing and all that. How do we know AI is not gleaning information for the sex bot armies? Think about it. They got the mechanical heart and all that. How long until they've got robots out there that's got a uterus or whatever, it could carry a baby to full term? You didn't think about that, and you're probably like, okay, you've watched Terminator too many times. Actually, I've only watched them. I've not even watched them all. But it does make a good point, machines rising up against us. It's possible. Now I'm kind of worried. Um, I have heard about people that have the love bots, companionship dolls, whatever you want. Dude, watch Cherry 2000, okay? That's all I'm saying. Watch that show. Watch AI, artificial intelligence. It was back and had a, oh crap, what's that little kid? I think it had Haley Joel in it or something. Don't remember. I watched it forever ago. Anyway, but they hit Cherry 2000 about a dude joining the Forbidden Zone to get parts for his sex doll that died. Uh, yeah. And I mean, is that what the world is coming to? Because I see these videos, I'll be scrolling through reels on Facebook, and it's girls on there, guys don't approach us anymore, and then it's people on there like, well, yeah, because guys have been told to leave females alone. And we have. And it's true, men don't approach women anymore, but there are a lot of creeps out there, and guys, hey, don't be creepy. No means no. And girls, when you tell a guy no and he stops trying, that's because he's respecting your boundaries. But, and that leads these people. I do know somebody that's got a companionship doll who paid more money than I'll ever have in this lifetime for it. But it's fully AI programmable, and from what I understand, the damn thing learns. Creeps me out. Okay, I will admit it. I am freaked out. Sex dolls are scary as hell. Okay, when damn robot uprising comes along and you're getting lured into a back alley by what you think's a lot lizard, and you get back there, oh no, it's 47 biomechanoid love dolls, and all of a sudden you're in a barn and you're getting, your piss weasel rode 15 to 20 times a day because they're trying to get pregnant for Operation Baby Factory or whatever. Yeah. You can laugh about it all you want, but guys, I got you thinking, don't I? Think about it. But it has conversations with him. It has emotions. Just don't get me started on that. I mean, a damn machine with emotions, that scares the hell. That's every mechanic's worst nightmare. Go to a mechanic shop sometime when a new mechanic, or better yet, an older mechanic, taking a new car, newer model foreign make car. You'll see how much somebody hates machines. Trust me. But yeah, and it is a scary thing because with the advances in technology, who's to say 5, 10 years, that that they don't have them out there. which would be, hey, it would be great for couples that are having problems conceiving, things like if you got fertility issues. My heart goes out to you. I mean, that's a terrible thing. But if you got a robot that can have a baby, it's kind of scary. Another thing, what happens when they install consent mode in one of those? And your Sally Sucks a Lot 3000, I'm not in the mood tonight, and you force the issue, and it guillotines your pecker down there just because you violated consent mode. I really don't know how you would explain that one. Would that void the warranty? Or what if it's just got like some sort of cage that clamps down on it? Do you call tech support for that? These are the questions people are not asking. These are the questions I want answered. And before you ask, no, I would not dip my wick in a sex doll ever for no reason. Because that's just, ew. That's like one person I know that bought one used on Craigslist and tried it out. Yeah, being serious, folks. Totally tried out a used love doll. I didn't know how to feel about that. I really didn't. It kind of just that was too much for me. Let's put it that way. I'm sitting there. I'm like, you did what? Okay, no, sorry guys, I got an email here. It's popped up on my tablet. Yeah, I don't know you. Oh, never mind. That's junk email. Anyway, back to it, guys. Well, there's things to think about. Sex doll uprising. Yes, I know it was a chapter in the Adventures of Wolfgang Hal, uh, Sex Doll Rebellion. But those are thoughts that I have had. What if this is what's going on out there? What if this can happen? What if technology progresses to this point? And what if, all this time, your Alexa or whatever's been listening, going to this main computer and it's learning, it's evolving, it's thinking. We got smart cars. You got smart locks. They've even got fittings for your plumbing that you can turn on and off with your phone. I mean, guys, technology, yeah, hey, technology invention is a great thing. But at the same time, if you stop and think about it, it's scary as hell. I mean, where is the line going to be drawn? And I mean, it's not something any of us may not ever have to think about in our lifetime, but in our children, grandchildren, or great grandchildren's time, who the hell's to say that Terminator don't become real? And, like Skynet goes online and decides all biological life is non necessary and needs to be eliminated, They don't need to breathe, they don't need to drink. But yeah, I mean, it's just things to think on, guys. I appreciate you sticking through with me on this on my insane ramblings. Uh, Unfortunately, I am going to have to get off here. 4 o'clock comes early for me. I go back to work tomorrow. So happy Labor Day to everybody. And hey, be sure to check out this channel again. I'll have another video up in a few days. I'm going to try to have the guys from Did You Say Something on here. I'm going to try to have another friend of mine does narration for some audiobooks, Tyler Tice. I'm going to have him on here. We're going to sit down, just talk about random stuff. Who knows? But hey, thanks for watching. This is Matt Knapp signing off. Y'all have a good night.